Matthew, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Okay, now in the intro there, it just positions this as a play that talks about all these challenges that we face today. It's about an identity thing, it's about racial differences, it's about masculinity. But before we get into what this is all about, what gave the idea for Geraldine Naidoo and yourself to come up with the show? What birthed it?
Well, it was about 18 years ago. Geraldine came from the Indian community. I came from the white community in Boksburg. She came from Durban. And we'd sit around the table and tell stories about these two different communities. And other people would Indian people would laugh about these white stories. The white people would laugh about the Indian stories. We decided to smash the two cultures together and create this situational comedy about an old Indian woman who passes away in apartheid South Africa in 1974. In the same year, she's reincarnated as a white baby, grows up to be a white racist gangster in Boksburg. And he starts suffering flashbacks from his previous life as an Indian woman, and that causes all the comedy.
I haven't seen the show, but we know that reincarnation in a large part of India is part of the belief system. And sometimes when we touch on belief systems, can be a little sensitive. Was there a challenge there for you and Geraldine?
There was a challenge. It's not just India. It goes across the Eastern world, and in fact there's lots of Westerners who believe in reincarnation as well. So it was a challenge. We spoke to people who were knowledgeable on the subject, and that we were very sensitive in how we tackled it, how we approached it, and it's never been a problem. The show's had more than 600 performances.
When I read that line about an old Indian woman who reincarnates as a white gangster from Boksburg, I can't stop chuckling, because I'm just trying to picture this. I mean, these two worlds colliding in this one body. Is it an easy execution for you?
Not at all. It took about 3 months to rehearse, and it was over and over again, 18-hour days getting it right. So people come up to me and they say, "How do you do this? That is amazing." I said, "Rehearsal, you could do it, but you need 3 months, and you need 18 hours a day to get." Rehearsal is the mother of great work. You know, we are told in varsity it's not the most talented people who make it, it's the most disciplined. So the show's got phenomenal scenes, phenomenal acting, and I will tell you, I'm not the most talented person, but I worked hard in developing these characters.
So now this old Indian woman now is reincarnated as a gangster from Boksburg. Does he behave like an Indian woman, an old Indian woman? What kind of behavior? I haven't seen the show. Okay. I want people still to go and see the show. It's still on currently.
Yeah, it starts tonight at Pop Art Theatre in Maboneng.
Until Sunday.
Until Sunday.
Okay, I don't want you to give too much away because I want people to go there. But I'm just trying to imagine what kind of things give it away. I mean, as a gangster, this person is not behaving like a white gangster.
Exactly. Well, he starts mixing with Indian people. Firstly, he starts having all these Indian friends, and he starts wearing a sari. He starts cooking curry and biryani. He starts singing Bollywood songs. He starts doing all these things. Now, his friends who surround him aren't used to this. They're used to just being surrounded by their white friends. They're not used to this mixing and things like that. So that's where the situational comedy comes in.
Yeah, and the gangsterism kind of part of it, does it become more peaceful, for example?
You hit it on the head. Absolutely. He's always fighting. They're involved in crime and stuff, and they start finding a more legitimate way of making money, and he stops wanting to fight. He stops wanting to brawl. He was a mother, so he doesn't want to hurt other mothers' children anymore.
Now, you have to snap back and forth between the two characters, I'm sure, just to drive the message home for you. For you, what's the most difficult part when you are on stage there?
Playing the old Indian woman, because she's very crouched. She's 74 years old, and that we talk about her being arthritic. We talk about all these things, and literally my thighs are sometimes shaking because I play very short. So I bend my knees, I crouch over. Physically, it's very demanding, and on the voice, it's very taxing as well.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a message here, I guess. We spoke about identity issues. In South Africa today, we're still grappling with that. 25 years into democracy, one would have thought we'd have moved on. So I'm sure you use some of the opportunity there to drive some important message that we need to hear.
Absolutely. And we talk about common humanity. There's things similar in everybody's culture, which is humanity. I told Geraldine, I went to New York in 1999, and I arrived in New York in 1999 with $400 in my pocket, which is not enough. I knew nobody. And I ended up getting a job as a waiter. I hadn't eaten in 3 days. There was a young Bangladeshi guy who was a runner in the restaurant where I worked. He could see I was hungry. He didn't know me. I didn't say I was hungry. He made sure I came, I had food. He made sure, he took care of me. And that this guy was from a totally different culture, totally different religion, and that we're totally different people. But he saw humanity. He saw I was hungry. He saw I needed something, and he took care of me. And that basic thing also inspired the play. It's about common humanity, having empathy, deep empathy.
And I guess, I'm sure you know this, but I'm going to say it. You must have been fortunate to have somebody like Geraldine Naidoo walking this path with you from the conception and the writing of it. Does she still get involved? Do you tweak some of the stuff? I mean, you've been going on since 2002. Have you had to tweak some of the act on stage to make it more topical or more relevant?
We've updated it. It's generally very universal. So lots of it doesn't take much updating in that. What's relevant was relevant then is still relevant now in terms of difference, in terms of people adapting to other
humanity
cultures.
is humanity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why Shakespeare is still relevant today. I mean, he's got master empathy in terms of his writing. He talks about humanity, the good parts and the bad parts.
Okay, Chilli Boy show on in Maboneng. What theatre is it?
It's the Pop Art Theatre in Maboneng. Opens tonight, and it's showing Friday, Saturday at 8 p.m., tonight at 8 p.m., and Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
And then after that, where next to? What's next?
Well, we're going to write other plays and that. We're going to write books. And we're doing a lot of corporate and industrial theatre to help people communicate things within the corporations about transformation, about leadership and innovation.
Yeah, you change your accent when you're on stage?
I do. Various ones, yeah.
Various ones. Okay. I was going to ask you to give me one or two, but I won't put you.
I can do a rap song for you where the old Indian auntie starts rapping.
Okay, please, you can do that.
Okay, you can cut me off when you're out of time. I know your producer's going to whisper in your ear. Okay, so the old Indian auntie gets up on the stage and she starts rapping. Tell that woman Oprah she must learn from Deepak Chopra. We built the Taj Mahal. We taught the whites to eat mung dal. Soon Hollywood will cry. They can't compete with our Mumbai. My sonny drives a Golf. It's got power steering. Through the tinted windows, the women are staring. I listen to Lotus. They give away prizes. A trip to Amshlanga. Masala sunrises. You just ask for Devi when you got a problem. The carte blanche auntie can help you to solve it. Sachin Tendulkar, Priyanka Chopra must keep quiet.
No, I'm just laughing. Well done. Oh, beautiful. That's so good. I'm sure many people are going to go and watch you. That's Matthew Ribnick, of course, the award-winning actor of the Chilli Boy show.